morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel where we're about that breaking cycles life. It is Thursday and it is Bible study time. Okay, we're going to continue our Bible study in Genesis 31 from last week, and this is going to be part 2, and we'll have a part 3 because this is a long chapter. Okay, so this part is entitled Laban Pursues Jacob. So remember last week we spoke about um, how Jacob is running away from Laban. Now, of course, you're going to run after the person that's fleeing from you. That's normal. Right, so let's get into it. Genesis 31 verses 22 all the way to 42. Okay, it says, and Laban was told on the third day that Jacob had fled. Then he took his brethren with him and pursued him for 7 days' journey, and he overtook him in the mountains of Gilead. But God had come to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night and said to him, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good nor bad. So Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mountains, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mountains of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, what have you done, that you have stolen away unknown to me, and carried away my daughters like captives taken with the sword? Why did you flee away secretly and steal away from me, and not tell me? For I might have sent you away with joy and songs, with timbrel and harp, and you did not allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters. Now you have done foolishly in so doing. It is in my power to do you harm, but the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good nor bad. And now you have surely gone because you greatly long for your father's house. But why did you steal my gods? Then Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said, perhaps you would take your daughters from me by force. With whomever you find your gods, do not let him live. In the presence of our brethren, identify what I have of yours and take it with you. For Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. And Laban went into Jacob's tent, into Leah's tent, and into the two maids' tent, but he did not find them. Then he went out of Leah's tent and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household idols, put them in the camel's saddle, and sat on them. And Laban searched all about the tent, but did not find them. And she said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot arise before you, for the manner of woman is with me. And he searched but did not find the household idols. Again, a lie. Then Jacob was angry and rebuked Laban, and Jacob answered and said to Laban, what is my trespass? What is my sin that you have so hotly pursued me? Although you have searched all my things, what part of your household things have you found? Set it here before my brethren and your brethren, that they may judge between us both. These 20 years I have been with you. Your ewes and your female goats have not miscarried their young, and I have not eaten the rams of your flock. That which was torn by beasts I did not bring to you. I bore the loss of it. You required it from my hand, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. There I was. In the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. Thus I have been in your house 20 years. I have served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 for your flock, and you have changed my wages 10 times. Unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely now you would have sent me away empty handed. God has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked you last night. Wow. 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 Laban pursues Jacob. So basically here it's just the continuation of the story. Um, I'm wondering if I should just finish it. I could just finish it. Let me finish it. No. Let me finish it. And it says Laban's covenant with Jacob. And it says, and Laban answered and said to Jacob, these daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and this flock is my flock. All that you see is mine. But what can I do this day to these my daughters, or to their children whom they have borne? Now therefore come, let us make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between you and me. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar. Then Jacob said to his brethren, gather stones, and they took stones and made a heap, and they ate there on the heap. Laban called it Jegar Sahadutha, but Jacob called it Galid. And Laban said, this heap is a witness between you and me this day. Therefore its name was called Galid. Also Mizpah, because he said, may the Lord watch between you and me when we are absent one from another. If you afflict my daughters, or if you take otherwise besides my daughters, although no man is with us, see, God is a witness between you and me. Then Laban said to Jacob, here is this heap, and here is this pillar, which I have placed between you and me. This heap is a witness, and this pillar is a witness that I will not pass beyond the heap to you, and you will not pass beyond this heap and this pillar to me for harm. The God of Abraham, the God of Nahor, and the God of their father judge between us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered a sacrifice on the mountain and called his brethren to eat bread. And they ate bread and stayed all night on the mountain. And early in the morning, Laban arose and kissed his sons and daughters and blessed them. And Laban departed and returned to his place. Okay, that is the end of chapter 31. You see, I think the major lesson out of this one is when your enemies are literally on you to come and pursue you, best believe God will intervene and talk to them if needs be. You know, sometimes he'll whisper, but sometimes it will be like for Laban, talk to him in a dream and say, listen, do not say anything. Because Laban knew that his idols were missing, but he didn't know that Rachel took them, right? And this is another example of lying. And you see, that is why the Bible says once you break one law, you break all. Because she stole she stole from her father, and then she had to lie about it. I think when we look at these Bible characters, we're supposed to feel so relatable to them. To be like, you see, God cared for them in spite of the fact that they were liars, or they were murderers, or thieves, right? And you see how when um, a parent manifests or exudes a certain character trait, how the child can easily do that as well. Because Laban was a deceiver, right? As well. And he kind of taught Jacob a lesson, right? And then now Rachel also became a liar, a thief, and a deceiver. There is no one, unfortunately, there was no one there to break the cycle. But here we are in this situation with Rachel stealing from her father. But then in Jacob's innocence, he was like, see, there is no one. He didn't know that his wife had stolen it. So in his innocence, he was like, see, God was on my side. And God will protect you even when you don't know what's happening around you, which is in this example, knowing Jacob didn't know that his wife stole. So God will protect you that you don't suffer the consequences of someone else's actions. That's mercy. That's mercy being done to Jacob. And I'm pretty sure many of us can testify that God has protected them when someone else was lying, and you would have been the person to get the fall for it. But God stepped in and allowed you to not get the fall. right? And here we see another covenant coming in, basically, um, like another marriage or covenant for the marriage with Leah and Rachel and Jacob. God is like, not God, Laban is like, let us establish a covenant here that you will not basically cheat on my two daughters. You're supposed to take care of them. And another lesson we can see how humans were really greedy and selfish, and many people will want to take advantage of the fact that you are God's servant and you're willing to do the work of God and be nice and kind, right? Because here you see, as Jacob clearly outlined, I have worked for you for 14 years for your daughters, and then 6 more years for your flock, and you still don't want to let me go. Of course I'm going to run away, right? Because Laban was so greedy, he did not want to let go. And at one point, we as nice people, okay, you don't need to run away, but maybe stand up to the fact or do what you need to do to get away from the bondage that you're in. Just like what Jacob did, had to flee. And it's kind of like a repetition of, well, this would be the starting of the story of Israel and the Exodus, right? Because Jacob was fleeing from Pharaoh Laban, and then he pursued him. But here's the difference: this Pharaoh Laban allowed Jacob to go. But that is just carnal nature. When someone is kind to you, you're going to always want them to continuously be kind, and you can hover your power over them. And we as Christians should not be like this, right? And if you're a Christian and you're exercising this kind of trait, you need to do some self-introspection and realize that God is not this type of person. So why are we trying to control people's lives, right? Now, this is the reason why God allowed Jacob to flee. And even after fleeing, he allowed Laban to allow him to go freely without issues, right? So those are really the lessons from Genesis 31, or just main points that I would take from this story. God is going to protect you when it looks as if you're going to get the fall for someone else. We need to really break that cycle of lying, because we realize that generational traits is a serious thing. I know we hear this oftentimes, but we need to realize how serious it is. And this is why sin continued up to this day, because no one was there to break the cycle. Yeah. And stand up for what you want, or flee and God will have your back. See, Jacob fled. Jacob fled, and God had his back for the person that was pursuing him. So stand up for what you want. Don't let anyone try to control you. Only God alone should be controlling you, and that control is not control. Okay. Our world needs help. Our world really needs help. We need help. That's why Jesus came and died. May we accept him as our personal Lord and Savior. And may we not be like our parents and follow in their footsteps with the defect of character that they showcase. Right? Okay, so that is our Bible study for this week. I'm going to see you next week for chapter 32, next week Thursday, and I'll see you on Sunday for Sunday Song Spotlight. Bye bye. Have a great day. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement and I hope you guys are ready for the day ahead. Now do me a favor and press that like button and subscribe button if you are new so that we can get more of this positive Christian content out into the world, okay? And I'll link my daily devotional playlist right here and my Let's Talk playlist if you want to tackle some social issues, okay? So have a great day guys. Bye-bye.